world was one of the guarantors. Not only has this deal been not delivered and many of these prisoners are still there, but on top of that, some of the prisoners were burnt alive and Red Cross did not interfere. Red Cross didn't make a statement. But the most disgusting things that we have learned about recently were the actions of the Russian Red Cross. Right now, the situation is such that Russia has mobilized 300,000 people, just grabbed random people off the street to throw them on the front line. And they were not prepared for this. And currently, they only have uniforms and warm clothes to send 80,000 of those mobilized ones. They are struggling to get uniforms, they're struggling to get warm clothes. And you know what? Russian Red Cross raised their hand up and said, we can help. We can give you uniforms. We can fundraise and give you uniforms. We can fundraise and give you warm clothes. We can collect money and send more stuff for the military on the front line, for Russian military, for those rapists and pedophiles that torture, mass execute civilians, that rape children, kill children, etc. Imagine that Russian Red Cross makes sure that more soldiers are being thrown on the front line. More people get killed in the result from the Russian side and from the Ukrainian side. By providing them military uniforms, by fundraising for warm clothes for those soldiers, by fundraising for the families of those soldiers. They are providing the necessary resources for Russia to kill more people on both sides. This is why we're here. This is why we're standing in front of the head office of Red Cross with a protest. And we are demanding, our number one demand today is expel Russian Red Cross. 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 Sadly, by fundraising for more military uniforms, by fundraising for the families of people being thrown on the front line, by fundraising for more warm clothes for the soldiers fighting on the Russian side, Red Cross funds this war on the Russian land. Red Cross funds the war for the Russians. Think about that. Red Cross Russia funds war. 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 As we started our investigation into Russian Red Cross, into what they're doing, we have also found the fact that when Russia invaded Crimea, Red Cross Russia simply stole the property of the Ukrainian Red Cross with quiet approval from all other offices, including Australian Red Cross, sitting here in this building. No one said a thing. Red Cross Russia steals. 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 If you follow the events of the war in Ukraine, you would have seen the atrocities that Russian soldiers commit. They bombard and wipe off entire city from the face of this earth. In every city where they go, there are mass executions of civilians, there are rapes of women and children, and sometimes they force the parents of these children to watch. There are mass executions of children, and sadly, we have Russian Red Cross that sponsors all this right now. This is why we're standing here, and as we're standing here today, Ukrainians around the world are going to offices of Red Cross in their country to demand that Russian Red Cross is expelled from this organization. Expel Russian Red Cross! 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 Because fundraising, because Russian Red Cross fundraises for military uniforms for Russian soldiers. They fundraise for warm clothes for Russian soldiers. They fundraise for the family of Russian soldiers. These are resources that are critically needed in Russia right now. The reason why they are not able to throw all 300,000 new soldiers that they recruited on the front line and can only send 80,000 soldiers as we speak is because they are lacking all this. And Red Cross volunteered to help Russians to send more soldiers on the front line. This is what is going on right now. Think about it. A charity that is supposed to save lives is ensuring that more soldiers are being sent on the front line on the Russian end in the army of the aggressor. More soldiers of those that they help with military uniforms and war clothes will be killed, and they will kill more Ukrainians as a result. And they will be more successful in the war against Ukraine with the help of Russian Red Cross. You all know that this war is nothing short of genocide. All those mass executions of civilians in every single city, we find mass graves. We have evidence of rape, torture, etc. This is nothing short of genocide. And Russian Red Cross funds genocide. 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 We had a meeting with the representatives of Australian Red Cross. Ukrainians around the world today are demanding from their local offices to expel Russian Red Cross. We asked the representatives of Australian Red Cross to make a statement to condemn what Russian Red Cross is doing. They're saying that the principle of neutrality prevents them from saying anything. What kind of world we're living in? Imagine that. Imagine you run an organization and a department of your organization steals, kills, funds genocide, funds war. How can you do nothing about it, Australian Red Cross? How can you do nothing about it, we are asking. This is why we're here, and we are demanding from Australian Red Cross and from all other offices to take urgent action and to expel Russian Red Cross. Expel Russian Red Cross! 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 Because Russian Red Cross funds war! 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 Russian Red Cross funds war!